And we are back. We're gonna let people come on up in here. Um, thank y'all again so much for y'all's amazing patience as we get all of this stuff sorted out. Y'all some real ones for real, and we appreciate you so very much. Welcome to
Absolutely.
another episode of Our Sisters Keeper, the live Tyler Perry Sisters Aftershow with your good sis you love to talk TV with and the utterly insightful,
Allie Nick, giving it to you when I give it to you, but always in the nick of time.
always in the nick of time, y'all. Shout out to everybody who's coming back in for this late start. Again, we apologize for the technical difficulties, but we should be good to go right now to get into this episode. I think there's quite a bit to unpack. Shout out. No, actually, not a shout out, but like I see you devil working because it's nothing but the devil trying to fool certain things, but we give all glory to God and we lean on patience. Like, y'all have no idea. I had to restart the program, like uninstall and reinstall the program on my computer, and I was literally over here doing push-ups because I'm literally working on my anger. Like, I'm working on being a better person. I'm working on managing my emotions, and I'm working on not being just like I just be ready. I be ready to nuck about everything. And when I tell you I'm gonna take this computer and just, but like, what's that gonna do? What is that gonna do, Erica? And I try to find a meaning in everything. So like low key, me even starting this off so late, I feel ridiculously bad. I always want to give y'all a phenomenal experience. So I'm just like, this is just so unprofessional. This looks so crappy. Like I'm starting to beat myself up, and it's just like, no, this actually serves for the tone and the theme that you wanted to come into this episode of Our Sisters Keeper with anyway, because we need to unpack some real tonight. Like, we're going to talk about the episode, but then there's some other things that come up. There's some other things that evoke emotion. There's some other real things that like hit your heartstrings. And as I'm navigating life and trying to be the best woman that I can be, it's going to be big things and it's going to be little things like today that are going to test you, that are going to put you in a position to, when I say test you, it's like test the character and test like who you believe yourself to be, who you say that you are, and it's up to you to like show up as the person that you claim it to be. And in this moment, I had to like, okay, Erica,
Mm.
we're not gonna get an attitude. We're not gonna be ridiculous. We're not gonna throw a fit. We're not gonna like beat ourselves up. Like you're doing the best that you can in this moment. Like all of the things started coming back to me, and I think that this is important to say because all of this comes out in my and I think Allie, yours as well, but you can go ahead and chime in. I don't want to speak for you at all, but it comes out in my breakdowns. It comes out in my conversations around the show, specifically with these women. So it's always interesting to me when I'm going through these seasons of like immense backlash, as if I'm expecting too much of fictional characters, but what I actually speak to is nothing more than what I expect of myself. I don't know, Allie. What you think about that? Allie?
Like you was going in and out on the last part.
Oh, okay. I was saying
Because whatever
that
you said, I really want to chime in because I felt it was heartfelt.
yeah. So I was basically saying that it's interesting to me when I sit back and I think about all of the backlash. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
When I think about the backlash, because recently I'm getting additional backlash, and at its core, I'm like, yo, there's nothing that I say about the women, these fictional women, that I don't also like. There's no standard that I hold these women to that I don't also hold myself to. So it's interesting to me the conversations that get had around our commentary. You're frozen from me, Ellie, I think. So I don't even know if you can hear me right now.
Yeah, I heard everything you said. Am I still frozen?
No. Okay. Go ahead. Maybe you were just sitting really, really still. It just,
Okay.
and your eyes were closed. So I'm just like, I don't know what's
Uh,
happening.
okay. No, I agree. I agree, and I think it goes back to a conversation that you and I had like a long time ago, where, and I'm not saying we're above anybody by any means. However, I think there are a group of people or a sect of people who watch sisters that love to only congregate with the bottom of the barrel, if that makes
Mm,
sense. And I think anytime anybody comes to challenge or disturb or agitate certain mindsets, the first response from I think anybody is to like pop off or to try to say something that has absolutely nothing to do with the conversations that we're having. Because I see it on in your comment section all the time that people will say certain things that has nothing to do with the content of the video,
yeah.
but they feel like they have to prove a point. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, I kind of compare it to like real life. If you got a friend or anybody in your life where you kind of see them going down the wrong path or whatever, and you try to be a beacon of hope or light. And it almost made me think about this Bible scripture in the book of John where it's like where light comes and and shed awareness. I'm paraphrasing it. Shared awareness on evil deeds. People try to hide, and I kind of get that sometimes from having certain conversations with people behind the scenes. And I'm
Mm,
just like, I would rather you just come out and say, "This is who I am. This is where I am, and I'm unwilling to change," instead of trying to argue a point that's invalid.
yeah.
Just say this who I am, what it is.
Yeah.
And I think that's why even like watching sisters, that's what happens. Like you see to me a character like Fatima. I've had so many conversations about Fatima from last week up until today. And I'm like, she just won't say what it is. But you have people, oh, she a rider, she this, she that. It's pretense and it's phoniness
Mm-hmm.
because she just won't say, "This is where I am. This is how I feel." So it's easier for me to put this off on you because I don't want the light to be shed on me.
Yeah. Yeah. Everything that you said, like I really enjoyed your Is Fatima Insecure video because you really unpack that particular concept. And I just want to check in with everybody. We're just getting started. We're giving y'all time to come on in. And what we're talking about right now is relating real life to the show, but also speaking to who we are as people and how that also comes out in what we say. And basically, how it's interesting the different niches within the sisters fandom and how people operate. So we're really just kind of unpacking that. And Allie was speaking to, a group that loves to hover at the very, very bottom of the barrel. And I think what is so frustrating for me at times, and can y'all hear us pretty good? Like the chat isn't really moving that much for me, so I don't know if we're good, if y'all frozen. Hey, DNC Greatness. I haven't done shout outs to anything yet because, again, I wanted to give y'all time to get in here. Um, I think what's frustrating
Can y'all
about
let
that,
us know in the chat if everything is good?
yes, please. I think you have a delay, Allie, but I can hear you clearly. It's just the words aren't matching up with your video. Y'all can hear?
Uh, okay.
Yours just looks a little slow, but I think what the frustration that comes up for me is like I want the bottom of the barrel to like skip my channel. I want the bottom of the barrel to really understand like not that you're not welcome here, but also kind of you're not welcome here. It's like we're the adults table and you're a child. And that's not to sound as facetious as it does, but I get that's how it sounds. And I'm kind of low key good with it because, like you said, people be coming on and posting comments and speaking of points that were never made, just trying to get their points off, where we're having a much more in-depth conversation. And I started this off with saying like, yo, I am actively reflecting. I am actively like thinking about the woman that I show up as, thinking of the woman that I speak as, and just am thinking about certain things. So when you hear me call a particular character to task or call a particular character out, I'm moving with the same level of expectation and insight that I move within my own life or within my own friends. Like that is part of what I love about particularly sisters, in that these are women of a certain age that look like us, and I can relate. So I'm going to relate. But most of the people, not most, too many, I feel like, who might be living just a different life, they find my content, they get all upset, and then they want to attack me, and they want to do this and they want to do that, and I'm like, I'm just like, I don't know what to tell you, babes. I don't know what to tell you if you're not mindful. I don't know what to tell you if you don't have any kind of self-awareness. I don't know what to tell you if you don't have no emotional intelligence. I don't know what to tell you. I don't. The way that we talk about the show is just quite different than the vast majority of other people who are also talking about the show. So people who come to both my channel and your channel looking for us to have the same trite conversation, I'm just like, can you stop already? Because enough is enough. But anyway, we're going to get into that, because some of the things that I want to bring up in addition to tonight's episode, on this particular episode of SISTA's Keeper, is a conversation around colorism. I want to talk about friendships, like really unpack the concept of friendships. And again, we're of course going to recap the episode. And this is going to be, I think, a more in-depth episode, because I've gotten some comments recently of like, how could you make that comment about light skin? I'm not listening to you anymore, because why did you need to bring up light skin? Why did you need to say light skin? And it really, again, sent me to a place of like reflecting of like, okay, these people are so quote unquote offended, but they don't say what specifically about me mentioning Fatima is light skin, or the comment that I made is offensive to them. And I'm trying to do all this work on my end, and I'm going to stand 10 toes down as of right now until somebody else presents themselves and say, you know, a specific point, what the issue is about me actually bringing up light skin. But again, we're going to go into that in this episode of Our Sister's Keeper as well. Shout out to everybody, the members in the chat. Thank y'all so much. Shottown Girl 33, Kimberly Felder, Erica James, Shari P, Kelly Hester Jones, Money Green Tay. I appreciate y'all so very much. Thank y'all for supporting the channel in the way that you do. And then shout out to all the subbies: Kenny Ford, Wednesday Talk, Nikki Baby, Robin K, Tracy B, our lovely moderator Vaughn, Purple Love, Keisha, Nzinga, Just Danielle, DNC Greatness, TJ, Tiff Jones, The Real Pink Beauty, Danator Jacobs. Hey everybody. Okay, let's get into it. What's y'all ratings for this episode? Let's go ahead and start there. I don't necessarily know if I care to do a whole recap of what happened. I kind of want to talk about main points, main core
Me
things.
too.
And I can save the recap for the breakdown video. Okay, you too? Hey, Loretta Everson. Welcome in, honey. Drop y'all's ratings. On a scale of 1 to 10, what do you rate this episode? And Allie and I are going to start unpacking it, and then we'll shout out some of y'all's ratings. For you, Allie, what was the best moment of the episode or scene, and what's the worst?
What was the best moment for me? It was my favorite scene was with Karen and her mom. And I think it was the first time I think the reason why it was my favorite scene was because it was an opportunity to see Karen in a vulnerable state, to tell her mom she was surprised, she was shocked, but she was happy. And I think it's been a long time since she's uttered, I'm happy. And even like bringing Zach, Zach was excited just to hear her talk about her pregnancy in a good light, even though I know she's scared, nervous, uncertain, in addition to being shocked and surprised. And it just really hit me to have your mom there to share that experience, that You don't have to worry about what she's gonna say. My, this is how I feel, but I'm happy. I'm good.
Mm.
And it was like, 'cause I was like, that was so sweet. Like I love that moment. The worst, uh, every scene with Danny,
Ah!
every single one. What about you?
My favorite scene was they started the episode off beautifully. I think that Ebony, as always, is just so dropped in. She's just so specific. Like I just enjoy her as a thespian. Like it is literally so dope watching her portray Karen because she puts something into everything, every breath, every look, every held breath, like how she was moving throughout that like hospital waiting room while she's like coming to break the news to Zach, and you could just see it's like worry but excitement, it's trepidation, it's so much packed in to what her little body can hold in this moment, and she's completely caught off guard, and I just think it was wonderful. And then adding on Duval's beautiful performance for Zach and giving us everything that need to be gave in reference to Zach is happy. I believe that I believe that Zach the character would truly just be over the moon, and that's what Zaval gave us, right? Like he gave us over the moon, excite. Like I cannot believe this. This is such a blessing. This is so amazing, and I felt really good coming into the episode watching this. Like even Zach's like, "Can I hug you?" and he's all excited, and Karen's like half hugging him, but it's not because she got angst or issue with him specifically, but it's like she's really just trying to unpack and process this moment. So that to me was one of the top. Like I have a few that I really enjoyed. Um, but I would have to give it to you
Yeah.
as well. My least favorite was seeing Daniela on screen, but I would go to Danny in the scene with Karen telling the girls. I literally
Hmm.
could not fathom being more disgusted with Daniela, and then this episode happened. Like watching her facial expressions as Karen shared this news with them, the one thing that she's always complaining about when it comes to Karen, she could have told us. Why didn't she tell us? This girl prioritized y'all after her damn mama. She called you to get you to come over to the house to let y'all all know together. This is what you have been begging for. And not only do you fix your face up and you not excited for her, you got negative ass energy, goofy ass energy, but then you also leave out, and as you're leaving out, you're talking about it could have been a text. This is why she should have told your hoe ass. This is why she needs to be. You know what? She's pregnant with twins, so she can't be on your ass. But as soon as she dropped them up off, it's me and you, Daniela. As soon as I drop these motherfuckers off, it's me and you. Because this could have been a text after you hooping and hollering, crying, talking about she could have told us her sneaky this, her sneaky that. Daniela, you will never know peace. I am under your bed. You might as well call me the motherfucking boogeyman, because I will never, ever root for you ever again. You despicable. Let's call out some of their ratings, Allie.
It despicable itch. Yep. Hmm.
She disgusts me so
Um.
bad.
Wait. When Tay Talk gave it a 9. Angie gave it a 5. Shottown Girl 33 gave it an 8. Emma Johnson gave it an 8. TP gave it an 8. Kayla, hope I'm saying it right, gave it a 7. Love and Light gave it a 7. Purple Love 6. Keisha Bellamy 8. It's a lot of 5 and ups.
Yeah. Kelly Hester
A lot of
Jones gave
8s
it
and
a
9s.
9. Kimberly Felder gave it an 8. Sharia 7. Okay. What's your rating, Allie? Oh, this is like really delayed. Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry, y'all.
It is.
Can you hear me?
Um. Yeah, I can hear you. If it's really bad, it's really delayed on my end.
Yeah. I'm like sitting in silence for like a minute.
Okay. Oh wow. So okay, this is what I do. I'll take me off camera, but you can still hear me because I
Okay.
don't want it to be like that.
Uh,
Okay.
okay. Hold on. Let me just. Okay. What rating do you give it, Allie?
I'm stuck between a 6.5 and a 7, so I'm probably gonna say 6.5.
Mm, I would probably hover around there too. I think a 6.5 is solid. Like it's not for me. The best scenes were definitely with Karen. I did enjoy Gary getting his face cracked by Miss Marie.
Oh my
Um,
god, I love that scene.
yeah, but overall as an episode, I don't know. It still kind of felt like, hmm. So I think I would probably give it a 6.5 as well. But it also could be that Daniela ruined it for me. I don't know. Daniela and Rich, if I'm gonna be honest, but we're gonna get there. Some of y'all's things
Ooh, girl.
are. I love the way that Sabrina screamed when Karen said that she was having twins. Sabrina kind of pissed me off in this episode too. I ain't even gonna hold you. That's also probably why I can't rate it above a 7. Um, DNC rating says from all I heard about it, I think a 6. I guess I'm just so tired of waiting on paternity confirmation so Karen can be vindicated. But I'm gonna be patient. Laugh out loud. I know it's coming soon at this point. I can't wait either because I'm just over like people in my comment section just up in arms, child, up in arms. I'm so ready for us to know
Jesus.
so that we can just move forward and people who need to shut up can shut the hell up and again we can all just move forward. If you're just popping in, we do have Allie Nick on the line. She's just calling in and not on screen. um but welcome. Hey, A Noel, welcome back in, boo. Let's unpack Danny first. Well, actually, can we do Sabrina? Because I kind of want to talk about why she pissed me off. It wasn't
Yeah.
that big, but I am now getting concerned about what they're planning to do with the Sabrina character. And I literally, while watching today, I had to ask myself, like, are you willing to throw Sabrina away? And I think that I am.
Oh, okay. I'm so interested in hearing the reason why.
Well, how did you feel about Sabrina in this episode?
You know, did I really even think about Sabrina this episode? Um, I guess my whole thing with her was at the dinner. Um, I don't know. I guess for me with Sabrina was more so like you're allowing yourself to get deeper and deeper with Rich, even though you already know what it is. And that's how I just view her this episode. I really didn't give Sabrina too much other than, oh, hell yeah, I did. When she was on the phone with Maurice and she was beginning to tell him about Karen's DNA. I forgot all about that. And I said,
That's
why
where she
the
lost me,
hell
and she
are
never
you
picked my
discussing
ass back
Karen's
up, Allie.
personal business with Maurice?
That's where she lost me, and
Girl,
she
I forgot.
never
I
picked
don't
me
know
back
how I
up.
forgot about that.
I was literally
I don't
watching
know
with
how I
my
forgot about
jaw
that.
on the ground. I said, why is Sabrina doing some Danny shit right now? Like, what is happening? What is happening? Why do Maurice need to know this? And then she didn't even call and say, like, I ran into Karen and she didn't want to tell me, so I don't know how she feel. Like, she wasn't even venting to her other friend about like how she can show up better for her friend. She literally was calling like, "Girl, guess what? The tea is." Sabrina don't do that. When did Sabrina start doing that?
Yeah, she's never done that. And I thought it was so out of character. And even because I was like, even as you said, like the cattiness of like you called to spill the tea. You called with the intention of revealing Karen's business to Maurice, somebody she cool with but really don't walk with like that. And it was so out of character. It was so out of character. And then like, oh, this is her calling on the other end. Like you look guilty because you knew what you was doing was wrong. But I was just maybe that's why I didn't even think about her after that. It was like the hell with Sabrina.
That's where I'm at
Because
with
what are you
it.
doing?
That's where I'm about to be with it. It's about to be the hell with Sabrina because I just don't,
I
I
don't know.
can't do it. Like in real life, y'all, we started this live off talking about us as women in real life, or at least me specifically as women in real life. I don't gel with women like this in real life. I can't. I have no respect for women like this. I have no, like, what do you get out of it? It's one thing to gossip. Oh, did you see Trevante and da 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 da? Like little meaningless gossip. Cool, cool, cool. But to get on the phone and talk about a very sensitive topic with a friend that is not like they're cool, but they're not cool like that. And what are you doing it for? Does she benefit at all? What the hell do you actually benefit from sharing this information? It makes me nervous if you're the type of woman that gets something out of just running telling that. Just cause. I don't trust those women. The same way that I don't trust women that are too male identified. Mm-mm. Loretta Everson says,
Correct.
I believe Sabrina is lightweight jealous. Mm. You think that Sabrina's jealous, Allie?
Could be. I don't want to think that about her. Like I don't want to think that about Sabrina, but I've also said many times in my reviews, like I do like the character of Sabrina, but Sabrina reminds me of a girl who I used to be friends with, and because she was very, soft spoken, um, very caring, very whatever, people had a misconception about her because I'm
Mm.
like underneath all of that, you do some foul. You know what I'm saying? And to me on the show, I believe there have been certain situations where Sabrina has done some foul and I've called her out on it, but I've never seen her do that to Karen.
Yeah.
Never.
And
I,
honestly,
I, I did not understand the purpose of bringing it up.
jealousy is normal. I have said this, but I guess people don't believe me when I'm talking about Fatima. But it's normal. So I wouldn't even be mad at Sabrina if she is jealous of Karen. I'm just mad at how the jealousy is manifesting. So for me, it's a lot healthier if you're actually trying to unpack those feelings. So like, I want to get pregnant, and Karen is going in, and she might not know who her baby daddy is, but she gonna know more than I do because I gotta pick mine out of a book. Like that to me is a conversation that she can have with Maurice, and the pretense is about her and how she feels, and that same jealousy can manifest without it being gossipy, messy for no reason. Like talk, you know what I'm saying? Allie, did you catch that? Allie?
Can you hear me?
Now I can.
Okay. I don't know what happened.
Did you hear what I said?
What was the last thing you stated?
Um, if she is jealous, there's ways that it can come out that centers her and that would make sense for her to communicate that to Maurice. So she could say, I ran into Karen and she's getting a DNA test and there's so much drama around who her baby daddy is, but she's gonna know more about who her baby daddy is than I am because I gotta pick mine out of a book. Like to
Oh,
me, that would be a
yeah.
better, you know what I'm saying? Like that would be you would be telling her business, but it's not in a way of you actually trying to tell her business. It's more so about you unpacking these feelings of jealousy that you might have.
I agree. I think that Sabrina makes me think of one of those people like if you were to bring it to their attention it'll be like, oh no, Karen, you know I'm happy
Mm-hmm.
for you. You know I'm proud of you. I'm this, I'm that. And it's like, uh-huh.
Yeah, and
It was uneasy. It was an uneasy feeling to watch her maneuver in that way because I've never seen her do that with anybody. And Karen honestly is the last person I would expect Sabrina to do that to.
literally, literally the last person, and it just tainted watching Sabrina move forward. Like, yes, it was kind of cute when she's like, oh, and she's all excited about the twins, but you also was just running, telling all her business. So you about to get on the phone with Maurice in a car? Like, I can't even be excited for you being excited because I'm trying to figure out what your motives are now. Now you're giving up.
I agree.
And I don't know if this was a misstep in reference to the writers, if they actually trying to take her in this direction, or what. Like, was this intentional? Did they just think it was something that was gonna be funny and they needed an extra scene, so they did it? But again, for me, it don't feel true to this character, so it kind of feels like it's intentional. She about to go this way, and that's why I had to literally be like, yeah, I can. I if I have to let Sabrina go, I can do it.
Yeah. She now I understand. Yeah, I agree with you. It's like Karen better hold on to Pam and hold on for dear life.
Yeah, because even Pam, who is the gossip of the streets, we have never seen Pam do that either. And she's supposed to be the
No.
mouth. She's literally the mouthpiece.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's like not with this. Like she and it's interesting because even though Pam is that character that talks too much, that is nosy as hell, she does have some type of reverence for Karen when it comes to this situation. Like throughout this pregnancy, she's only to me demonstrated I care about you and I want you to be healthy and good
Yep.
throughout this entire pregnancy.
And what's weird to me is why does that seem like it's just so hard for everybody else? Why does this feel like the most ridiculous
I,
feat that people cannot achieve, but Pam is doing it effortlessly? And it goes against her natural nature. I mean, it's not that she died in the
yes,
nature to be a good friend, but she just runs her mouth.
yeah, yeah.
Ain't no else says tonight was the
It's
first
just
time I felt
sad.
like Sabrina was two faced. I'm legit disappointed. Yeah,
Yeah,
same.
yes, no, that's fact.
And I hate that for me because I was so excited for her storyline. Just last week, I was begging y'all to give her more time and let the storyline cook. And now I'm like, F you, F them kids that you want to have. You want to sit up here and kiki with Danny and she keep calling you a woman freezer, let her do it because you two can be dumb together. And this is what I want you. This is what I want the people who really love the Karen character to understand and hopefully pick this up for me. I don't give a finnuck. Here, y'all, I am on live right now talking about I will set Sabrina asunder. That's how deep I am with Karen. That's how I'm riding for Karen. All these hoes can go. That's how you need to move. Especially in these treacherous ass SISTAS fandom streets where everybody is coming for her. I am so damn serious. It is Karen, myself, Allie, and whoever else want to get on the boat on the boat on the bus, and we are riding this joint till the wheels fall off. Full stop.
That is a God honest truth.
um Jess Danielle says, I think that all the girls are envious of Karen because she's supposed to be undesirable right now, but continues to have men she's not even dating. Stand 10 toes down for her. I mean, I think that Karen has so much for people to be jealous of, even though she feels like she's in the thick of it when it comes to like a whirlwind of her life. She has a lot going for her. And yes, there's a bunch of mess that's coming along with it. But again, I think that she has a lot that people could be jealous of. So I feel that.
I do too.
All right.
I do too.
So So yeah, even with Rich sitting up there looking all stank-a-dank and matching Daniela's energy, I don't have nothing for Rich because Sabrina already tried me early on by doing what she did, being all two-faced. So if Rich wants to sit over here and make you look stupid, let him. Hmm.
Well, I will say for me, the way Rich was sitting up there acting when they were talking about children, I'm like, dude, it ain't that deep. He appeared very uncomfortable. To a certain extent, I can understand because Sabrina was acting very, to me, I don't know, she was just over the top this episode. Like, they're talking about the kids. Oh, do you have pictures? Do you like, y'all on a date, sis?
But
Like, I
even
get it.
yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I'm like, I get it. It was just too much. Like, it was just too much.
Um, I'm gonna come back to your point. Keisha Bellamy says, but I'm not ready to throw a whole character away because she has flaws as a person. Come on, Erica. It's not just because she has flaws as a person. She has certain deal breakers for me, and I think that that's the key. Like all of us have it, and like if you don't think that you have deal breakers, I would challenge you to do a little bit of reflection. Everybody has something. If you have gone through anything and you have certain lived experiences that and you have grown from them, let's say that. If you have lived experiences that you have grown from, there is more areas in which you will give leeway, you will give grace, and there's some areas where you just won't. And for me, two-faced women as friends, I cut that snake's head off very quickly because I've already suffered the consequences in my real life of keeping those people around. I am very attuned and very sensitive to the signs as they pop up. So I get what you're saying of like, oh, don't just get rid of this one person because of this one little flaw. I'm not saying I am going to do it right now. I'm telling y'all so that you have the date and the time and the stamp. So when it happens, because this behavior persists and I'm done with her and my dialogue around Sabrina changes, you know exactly the moment it happened and you know why it happened. So don't just trivialize it to like I'm just throwing this person away because they have one flaw. It makes it sound. I think that narrative. I don't know. I don't know, Allie. Do you think that's a good assessment of what I'm doing? Because maybe I just have a blind spot in that regard.
For me, it's like that. Like, I feel like in friendships, there are many different ups and downs that happen. But I do have an issue, especially as you get older. A lot of your business becomes a little bit more sensitive. Um, when someone can smile in your face but go back and relay such a sensitive issue or situation to someone else, that's a problem for me because I have an issue like, and I think I made this statement at the beginning of the season that it's going to be hard for me to view these women as caring friends, especially after the conversation that happened
At
with
the
at the
brunch.
brunch.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, it's hard for me to do that, and it's like, but then y'all smiling in her face and cheering and it's sad to say, even though I want her to get the hell out of Dodge and leave Karen the hell alone, at least in this instance, Danny ain't faking. She's
Yeah.
acting like I don't like. She's acting like
Yes.
I don't like this hoe. She acting
Yes.
like I don't give a
And
damn
that's what
about you
makes
having
Sabrina
twins.
dangerous to me.
Yes,
That is what makes it like this needs to be something that happens a lot quicker because in all honesty Karen already has Danny at arm's length. Danny already only has but so much access. Sabrina has full access. I would argue that Sabrina actually has more access than Andy in this moment because we're seeing them interact on a more one-to-one basis than we're actually seeing her interact with Andy, which is a complete change than what we got in earlier seasons. So it makes it that much more dangerous for if she's about to turn, if she's about to be two-faced, if she's about to be very inconsistent and give that Daniela energy, she has to go a lot quicker than Daniela does because Karen already has a certain affinity that's greater with her. Does that make sense?
it does. It makes perfect sense, and it goes back to the episode where Danny, I mean, excuse me, where Karen and Sabrina were talking at the bank. This was when they was all about to come, so Andy could give Gary his money. And
Mm.
Sabrina was like, you didn't tell us. you and Andy love to keep things from us. And she said, Sabrina, she said, how would you feel if you told me something and made me promise not to tell anybody? Like, we've done that. You shared things with me that you asked me not to tell them, and I haven't. My whole thing is this: with Karen going through this thing with the paternity, you can tell in certain moments she may feel hint of shame.
Mm-hmm.
Why would you go and exploit that?
Yeah.
You didn't even need to bring her up. You were at the hospital getting a procedure done. I ran into Karen. You ain't never talked to Maurice about Karen ever. So
Yep.
that's the dangerous part. So it's like I don't really know how to take you. Because I don't know where you coming from right now, and I'm
Yeah.
just gonna be on alert to see
Yeah.
how you rock with this.
Yeah, but thank you, Keisha. Thank you for posting that comment so that we can jump down into that a little bit more and unpack it. Because I feel like the internet is where nuance goes to die, and for me to be a very nuancy bitch, it makes me mad because I feel like I'm so misunderstood, and I hate being misunderstood. So that just helped, me be able to explain it a little bit more. But going back to your point of like Sabrina being too much at the table, I actually didn't mind it. I don't know, but I was also so okay. So like, let me let me set the context, y'all. I'm already off, like not off Sabrina, but I'm looking at her like, okay, and and I don't like Daniela. I'm done with her. I'm done with the bitch. Like that's it. I'm. If you wonder, Erica don't like Fatima. Erica hate Fatima. Erica don't like Daniela. Daniela. That's it. Okay? So I'm already half checked out because half of the people on at this table, I don't give a. I don't. I mean, the men are the men. What I was looking at and assessing while half caring about all that's going down in this moment is how much of space, of dates, of moments together are we allowed to require it to be about us? So, Rich, your car broke down. Sabrina comes and picks you up for the date. Not to say that that can't happen, but you're already like, she's extending herself in this way. I don't know what y'all's relationship look like, what the parameters are. I'm personally a princess, like a passenger princess. That's just my thing. If I'm driving, I guess something happened. We get to the damn dinner. You know that I'm trying to have kids. You know that I'm excited about kids. And I get how it might could come off like, okay, she's just throwing kids in my face at any given point, and that's annoying. But at what part is it like I love this girl and I'm interested in what you're interested in? So even if it's not kids, even if it's fucking Pokemon cards, maybe she just bought a new Pokemon card pack and the Charmander is Charmanding. You cannot fix your face over the course of a dinner to seem interested, to give some type of good energy. Both him and Daniela just sat there so uncomfortable, so perturbed, while the two people that they claim to love were gushing about something that brings joy and hope and all of that to their heart. Like the type of people that have to be dead inside to be able to suck the energy and air, or at least try to, out of a moment where two people are really connecting over some joy. Rich, this is your homeboy. You even know these kids. Are you Uncle Rich? And you frowning up your face like
Right.
this? You trying to set the stage for you and Sabrina to figure out how y'all lives look together and how you navigate her wants and your wants. And you're like, if it's me, I would be bigging up, yeah, we got to go get niece and nephew because, you would love kicking it with them. And guess what? We get to give them back. We get to get, like, I would be playing with her in that regard, and not to, like, play in her face about her having kids, but, like, to push the point of, like, we'll have kids in our lives, we can see what this feels like. How do you, like, but you just sat there and nursed that goofy ass old fashioned and looked stupid the entire time. And to me, it just felt so selfish. The same way that you want to talk about the goddamn juice bar and you want to talk about having 16, 17 locations and you want her to be excited about some goddamn lighting fixtures, you can be excited about her being excited for your goddamn niece and nephew. Like, it's selfish. He to me was mirroring Daniela, and it was disgusting. And Daniela, you're already despicable ass hoe, but girl, you can't even fix yourself to play Like you're interested. It's like he can't even, his kids can't even come up ever. They can't do nothing cool. They can't get an A in class. They can't make him smile or laugh because if they come up, her whole entire mood comes down. That man needs to leave your ass because you have this big of an issue about him having his kids in his life and y'all don't even live together. If anything, the only thing that's affected as of right now when it comes to these kids is that he might not spend the night at your house that much anymore. But you don't have to take nobody to school. You ain't got to check no goddamn homework. You don't even have to see these kids. And you're sulking around Atlanta talking to anybody who will goddamn listen about how problematic these goddamn kids are. And then you got goofy ass Fatima validating that your voice needs to be heard about his kids. His kids are not going anywhere. You are. Bye.
Girl, I'm gonna get to Danny and Fatima. But when I was watching the scene with the four of them at the table, I even though I felt like Sabrina was doing a hell of a lot, but I know she was excited and all of that. Watching Rich and Danny, it took me back to when you said you wish that Tony would have got with Sabrina, and then and I never thought about that until this particular episode, and I was like, damn, I wish Tony would have got with Sabrina first because it would be perfect. It would not perfect, but it would be the most beneficial relationship for her to be in comparison to her and Rich. And I'm looking at Danny, who was sulking the entire time, who had no input, was looking like somebody that stole her damn bike. And then when Rich and Tony get up and leave the table, she talking about some girl, yeah. So we just you need to just relax. So enjoy ourselves. I'm trying to enjoy myself. I said, girl, you ain't trying to enjoy nothing. And the only time we saw you laugh or have some type of smile on your face was when you knew you was about to eat a dick. That's all you cared about was one in your mouth and inside you. That's all you cared about. Up until then, you acted as if Tony could kiss your ass,
Mm-hmm.
and I think the thing that just like it is forever F Danny. I don't care. I don't care what happens. The remainder that this show is on the air. Danny is a non-factor. Danny could forever kiss my ass. Danny is the worst type of person to
She
have
really
in your
is.
circle, to have as a friend. She literally is. And her and Fatima, I said, Lord, this is literally the blind leading the damn blind. First of all, oh oh yeah, oh well, his kids are here. Oh, you didn't have no warning or nothing. I said, a warning,
A
a
warning.
warning.
You heard her say that the wife got deployed, and you said you ain't get no warning.
And I can't with these dummies. I cannot. Well, your feelings are validated, and then for Danny to tell her, just make sure Zach, that your feelings are validated. Yours too. Tony should. I said first of all, Fatima, you shut the hell up because you don't need to be giving anybody any advice when it comes to kids. You
At
don't know
all.
Tony's situation, and then the fact how Danny tried to compare Tony and his kids to Zach. First of all, that man was
Oh,
married.
oh, oh,
He had
oh, oh,
children
oh.
with
Hold
his
on, hold on,
wife.
hold on, hold on, friend, because I got notes. It's the
Oh,
we both dating sperm banks for me.
girl,
We
girl.
both dating sperm banks, but
Mm-hmm.
you're dating an ex husband. There was a whole family
Okay.
unit happening before you arrived. That was not a sperm bank. He didn't just drop off a bunch of random sperm because he landed dick all across Atlanta like Zach.
Okay.
Those were two children conceived during a
Okay.
marriage. But y'all both dating sperm banks? Daniela, tell us you're stupid
Reduce.
without telling us you're stupid. Be
Yes.
for real. Go ahead, Anna. I just had to
Reduce
interject
your
because when
man.
I wrote that
No.
sentence down, because I just was like so baffled.
Yeah. That was important. This is the man you care about. This is the man you want to be with so badly. You want to be with him for decades, and then you reduce him to being nothing more than a sperm bank. A sperm bank, that lets me know how you view his children as well. A sperm bank. Okay.
One of
And
his
then even
children
with
is
that too,
12, one of his children is 9, but you just called this man a sperm bank. But he has been in there. Like,
sperm bank. Yeah. I said, Tony, you need to leave. You need to I don't and like you said, this is uh something I'm about to say, and I mean it with everything in me. She doesn't deserve him.
no, she don't. She don't. I don't even know if she would deserve Rich though, because y'all talking about they need to swap partners. I don't even know if Danny would deserve Rich, because the only thing that they have in common is that they don't want nothing to do with kids. But Rich still feels way more put together, way more established within his career, a little bit more emotionally intelligent than what Daniela can handle. Daniela is giving. She needs to stay somebody's buddy. She needs to not be taken out on dates. She needs to not be in a
Hmm.
relationship. She needs to have penis dropped off to her at her apartment and never be seen out and about with people.
Those are facts.
That's what she's used to. That's what she has decided, and that's how she's behaving. I would love more for her, but y'all got to go ahead and take that up with her. You got issues with me saying it? Take that up with Daniela as a character, because she's moving like she's going to be forever a side chick. She's in a whole relationship with a man who wants to be with her, who is actually future minded and family minded, and she's behaving like a side chick. Make it make sense.
Child. I don't know. Danny just, I think there have been many episodes where Danny has rubbed me the wrong way, where I have, yelled at her while I watch it on my couch and called her a bitch. You know what I'm saying? But tonight, I said Danny is the scene with the girls at Karen's house. I'm like, the fact that she called y'all came over. She had something she wanted to tell y'all. The scowl that was on Danny's face was so evil to me.
Mm-hmm.
It was so evil. And I had somebody who was in my DM today and sent me a message about how and I'm tying this into the scene with Fatima as well. How Danny was so evil towards Karen, so disrespectful. You didn't care. You acted like what she was telling you didn't mean anything to you because you were just so concerned if they were Zach's children, as if it impacts your life in any way, whether they're his or not. Then you get to Fatima. So this lady, or this is a Fatima fan, messaged me, and she's like, "Well, I feel that all the women in the sister circle have a friend outside of the sister circle except Danny. Karen has Pam, Andy has Fatima, Sabrina has Maurice, and now Danny has Fatima. Well, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I said, well, I said, let's think about what you just said. Everybody has a friend outside of the sister circle except for Danny. I said, the people who are most closest to them outside of the sister circle are individuals who they work with. I said, so that lets me know don't nobody at the airport like Danny is. Danny does not know how to be a friend, and no one wants to be her friend. And the fact that Fatima is the only person that she can connect with outside of the sister circle is a problem
Oh, but
because
let's talk
their
about the
direct
reason why
connection
they're
is,
actually connecting. They're seeing eye to eye in
and
their
that's where
simple
I was going.
mindsets and their
There we
hate for
go.
Karen.
There we go. There we go.
They
Yep.
not connecting over their mutual style because Daniela can't dress. They not connecting over their mutual mindset and marriage mindset because Fatima wants kids in the marriage and Daniela don't. They're not connecting over upward
Okay.
mobility and ambition because Fatima's going to law school and Daniela barely even wants to go into this goddamn airport. They're
Okay.
connecting over mutual jealousy and disdain for Karen and goofy ass validation within their relationship missteps. That's not real friendship.
Okay. We're on the same page. But I told her the same thing. Look at the reason why they are connecting. After I said that, she did not respond. I bet. Thought you was doing the big one, sis. You wasn't.
You thought. You thought you was on to something. But you were not. In fact, you were not. Kenny Force is waiting for us to get on to Fatima because she got me so mad. We on her. We on her. Allie just
We on
ushered
them.
us in
Let's
into
be on them.
on to Fatima. Go ahead, Allie. Anything else you want to add?
Oh, about Fatima.
Because baby, I don't know if I'm gonna
Oh, we
stop if
just
I
okay.
get started.
We just freestyling. Okay, 'cause I know. Let me go ahead and get mine out the way. First scene when Fatima comes. First of all, I love the beginning. I love how Zach was just super excited. He couldn't believe it. Zach really. This is the first time I could see the kid within him.
Mm-hmm.
His joy. It was so. I was really. I was like, I like this. I like that energy between him and Karen. And when Fatima came in, it's like she did last episode, coming in like you're so shocked, like you're so like, oh my God, why are you touching her? And Zach was like, sure, sure, sure. Like, guess what? We're twins. Like he was just so happy. And the look on her face too. Like, oh sure, okay. Well, the twins, okay. And then when Karen left, it wasn't a scene. And he was like, what's wrong with you? And then when he tried to kiss her, she just turned her head and I said, oh, we doing this now.
Yep. Again, because she
So
does
when
that
they get home,
consistently.
again, she does that consistently, and we know she will take that ring off in the blink of an eye. So when they get back home the first time, and he's just so excited. First of all, you call him at a time where he's looking up this stuff. He's excited. Maybe that wasn't the best time for you to talk about your feelings that really we don't give a damn about. But okay. And he really wasn't trying to hear that. I honestly don't believe Zach was trying to be disrespectful or negate how she feels. You just caught him in a moment. You caught him in a moment of excitement. And then the second part of the conversation, when she gets back from the restaurant, it was the first time I think I have ever said this. Zach, you do not owe her an apology. What the hell are you apologizing for? I'm on your side today, bruh.
What are you apologizing for?
What you apologizing for? Because you were happy, because you got and I say this to people all the time. Zach was happy. He's enjoying this moment. You don't. I mean, we still don't know if it's yours.
It don't matter.
Why you do that?
It does not matter. The same way that you can get happy
I'm
when
like,
you
this is
submit
a
your
real
law school
problem.
application because you did this big one and you submitted it and you don't know if you got in yet, but you have every right to be joyous about this particular step. He has every right to be happy about the potential of having twins. Every right.
Yeah, I'm sorry, baby. I promise to keep you first. I promise to do this. I'm like, you're not his wife. You're not first. You're not first.
But even as
You're the
okay, like
fiance.
let's unpack that a little bit, Allie. Because even as his wife, I think that people hear the word fiance, they hear the word wife, they hear these things that they have pedestalized, which they are things of importance. They are labels that come with a certain level of responsibility and with more accoutrement, if you will, right? However, in partnership, there needs to always be space for you. Nothing about my life becomes completely and utterly about somebody else simply because I put a ring on and I walk down the aisle. We are figuring out how to navigate this life together in partnership. There are going to be times when I need to be able to take center focus and I need to be able to be the center of attention and I need to be able to sit in my feelings and be excited or be sad or be whatever I need to be for me, the same way that you need that. For me, I struggle with this backwards ass weird energy where people can off put their emotions and have certain expectations of others while basically trying to force the person to not consider themselves. It's the same thing of when Fatima had the meeting with Ian and she found out that he had cancer and she had to unpack the whole abortion thing. I was a big advocate for Fatima don't have to tell you She needs time to sit in it. She cannot show up for you right now. And I think that it's completely unrealistic for us to be looking at characters talking to one another in partnership on screen and they're demanding that 100% of the time, 365, that you always have to show up for me. That is impossible. You don't do it to him and he can't do it to you. The T in the partnership is when showing up when you need it the most and being able to navigate the ebbs and flows of who needs what in what moments. Yes, you're valid in your feelings. However, your feelings do not supersede his because this is about him. You cannot now project all of your angst, all of your insecurity, all of this negative emotion onto this joyous moment for him, completely robbing him of it, and then gaslighting him into believing that he basically created a space not for you because it's not about you. If this is a week out and he done found out a week ago and he still has not, asked you how you felt about it, then cool. But you walked into the hospital not once, but twice. As news was developing, as he's getting information and processing it naturally as a human being, and then immediately expecting him to snap out of his own feelings and to put yours first. He still has feelings. The same way that you still have feelings. I said that Zach needed to give you time after that meeting with Ian because he should have. You had to process it. You can't show up for him and show up for you. In this moment, Zach needs to show up for him. And that's what this looks like.
I totally agree. And I feel like even part of that conversation, Fatima was acting as if she was going to have Karen's children full time. Ma'am, Karen is going to have her children. I'm sure Zach will have the kids, maybe on the weekend or whatever, the visitate, whatever it is. But I'm like, she was acting as if how it was going to directly affect her. Well, I'm in law school, and and I'm like, wait a minute. Karen's kids has no bearing on what you doing with your life. None. I said Fatima is one selfish ass person. I'm sorry. That's a level of selfishness right there. And like you said, it is utterly and humanly impossible to show up and be there for someone in that manner consistently whenever there is a need for it. And I think the unrealistic expectations that Fatima is putting on Zach, it comes from the deeper place. Is from I want to be in this place. I don't want you to show up like that for Karen. I want you to be like that for me. So I can't compete with what she's going through. So this is the fuss I'm gonna make to make me feel better. And I'm like, and that's not right.
Yeah.
And I'm mad I'm on this side when it comes to Zach, but I have to be because that you know what I'm saying? It's like
Yeah.
it's not fair and it's not just
Yeah.
that this man has to conceal his excitement for you because after that conversation, that little twinkle in his eye and all of that, it was gone.
Yep. Yep.
And I don't trust Fatima enough to say, well, oh, now that I know the kids are yours, yes, Zach, and enjoy it. I don't see her doing that.
Yeah, I don't see her doing
I
that
really
either.
don't.
She's gonna move the goalposts.
Mhm.
Um, I
Mhm.
want to believe, but I understand how you arrived there. I want to believe that Fatima is not a selfish person because of all that we've seen her do in reference to like basically blowing up her life for Zach and to like put him forward. That to me gives like you can't be selfish, even though it is a little bit self-serving to get into a relationship with a man that you can control, kind of seemingly for this point of control. For me, I really
Mhm.
believe she's very much so motivated by jealousy and insecurity. And the reason why it's coming out the way that it is because it's snowballing. Because the Michael thing, like you're right, she's not going to have Karen's kids 100%, but they already have Michael's kids 100%. She's on paperwork saying that she's also going to be responsible and the custody is going to the both of them together. And she already signed up for that and she already like played like that would be no problem, no sweat off her back at all. And I think that it's more about it all and then him having these residual feelings for Karen, it's all jumbling up together to make this thing a bigger issue than it actually is. And I don't know if it's actually steeped in her. The acts come across very selfish, but I don't think that she's intending to be selfish. I think that she's starting to lash out because it has been a problem. All of him not showing up before any of the kids popped up, him, basically her whole life in the first months of their relationship has been about getting Zach out of the messes that Zach has gotten himself into. They have not yet hit a stride. They talked about over the course of this last year, they haven't been together a year, but like even if we're giving them 6 months, over the course of this last 6 months, not one thing that they have done has been about Fatima. And what we're seeing now, she's using Karen as a scapegoat for all of the angst and all of the energy and all the negativity, because for the whole entire duration of y'all's relationship, it has never been about you, and you want it to be about you, and you deserve to have some of it be about you. However, baby, you are acting this out in the wrong time, so now it's coming across as selfish. Now you're coming across insensitive because you should have spoke up for yourself before, and now you're doing it. It's like, this is ill-fitted, babe, because this is not about you. It's definitely not even about him for the most part. It's about these innocent children, if we 100% honest. And I think that a Fatima, well, no, because it's still Karen, so she's going to feel away. But I would hope that a Fatima that doesn't already have to take care of Michael full time, a Fatima that didn't already put Heather's head through the mirror, would have a little bit more of her battery, her self-sacrificing battery left to be able to handle this better and put these innocent children first and be able to save face a little bit and at least pretend a little bit more. But at the end of the day, I think she's coming to the end of her rope in all her capacity to continue to give and not get.
I can feel that. I can
Von
feel
C
that.
said Big Tima got everything she deserves. I
She
mean,
does because
she is
I'm
reaping what she
like,
has sown.
mhm.
What you saying, sorry?
She definitely is. Now I was saying like it makes me feel like all those times Zach was asking her like, babe, I don't know how you still with me. I don't know how you dealing with all this. We in this thing together, babe. I can't believe you still here. He was saying it every episode. And her, I'm like, that was your cue. That was your moment to say, baby, I'm not handling this. This is difficult for me.
Yeah.
This is hard. And now, as you stated, it goes back to now it's the lashing out of this is just too much. It's been too much. But why should Zach have such a overwhelming concern when you have told him for the past 6 months that you're good,
Yep.
that it's not affecting you, that you in this with him, you riding with him, when in actuality you've been lying this whole time.
Yep.
And Zach doesn't have the emotional intelligence to be able to sort through that. He takes what you say as face value.
Mm-hmm.
Period. Now all of a sudden it's too much for you. I need you to consider me. I feel like you wasn't listening to me. So what? Like, girl, I said, girl, shut the hell
You
up.
weren't saying anything.
Sorry,
At the hospital, you didn't say a word. So what the hell was
you
he
said
supposed to
nothing.
listen to?
You said nothing.
You
And
literally
then I'm
just
thinking,
stared at the sonogram. So he didn't listen to you say nothing. You didn't. He literally say like, "You okay? You good?" Like you were
yeah,
silent.
yeah, 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 baby, mute.
And going back to the hospital real quick, because this is we made this point two lives ago, and I feel like we're gonna have to reiterate this because this is gonna be something I guess that we teaching. Professor Allie and Professor Erica's in the building, y'all. So much
I
is
love
just
it.
so implied with Karen because it's not outright in the dialogue. A lot of the audiences just miss it. So now I'm going to charge myself with making a point to point this out a little bit better because I might pick it up, but y'all, some of y'all not picking it up, and I don't like that. Okay. All right. So we're at the hospital. Fatima walks in and Zach is excited talking about the twins. Karen is still in shock. There was no disrespect from Karen. She could have got
Mm-hmm.
annoyed at Fatima's look because Fatima's clearly uncomfortable with it. She's thinking about herself. It's very clear it's what's happening. But I think Karen understood. And even how Karen was moving in that particular space, she understood. No, she didn't come out and be like, Fatima's gonna be okay. No, she didn't come out and coddle Fatima anyway. However, she did not meet her with any kind of aggression or any of that. And she could have. Okay? She could have. So I just wanted to go ahead and make that particular point because the nuances I think of how Karen moves get skipped over, and people like to hyper focus when she throwing bitches out, and people like to hyper focus when she popping out, but people don't take in moments of like calm and stillness and like being very intentional in how she moves, and I respected it.
And I want everybody who said this about Karen to give my dog an apology. Karen was wrong as hell for throwing that picture in Fatima's face. Karen was wrong as hell for showing her that. Now watch the episode. Zach was the one that told her, sure. And she handed it to her. I just want her to be vindicated. I know the trailers could be, edited in a certain way. And people went slap. Oh my God, the number of comments I saw. Issue a retraction.
Hello. Because
Hold on.
everybody swear that
Issue
Karen is
that
so
retraction.
bitter, Karen's so angry, Karen gonna take every chance that she can to try to steal Zach back and throw it in Fatima's face. Zach initiated the hug with her. She couldn't even bring herself to hug him back fully because she's still in shock, so she ain't thinking about that man and or his penis. And then Fatima, this is a moment that she could have threw it in his face. Y'all thought that she was gonna throw it in her face, and what did she do? Move around, because Fatima's a non-factor for her. The time that Fatima becomes a factor when it comes to season 7 is when Fatima makes Zach come down to interrupt my damn grand opening to tell me about a DNA test that we could have when this baby comes out. However, now you want me to get a damn needle. Before then, she's a non-factor. I'm not thinking about it. I'm not popping up. I'm not doing any of the things that y'all are claiming that I'm doing. But then the moment that I do get a little attitude because now I have to undergo a procedure, I'm wrong. I'm not entitled to my opinions. I'm not entitled to my feelings. I'm not entitled to my attitude. Okay, cool. Y'all want the DNA test? I go ahead of DNA test. We find out more information than we need to know. Not that we need to know. We found more information than we thought we were going to find out. Now take that. And no, Fatima, she not just Karen throwing this information at you. The information was thrown at her. Y'all gonna fix the narrative when it comes to Karen. Because she don't care that much about you hoes. She's literally trying to do the best by herself and her damn kids. Let her live.
I couldn't stand there when she made that statement. Karen throwing this in, like, I said, wait a minute. She found out literally 5 minutes before Zach did. Karen, throwing this crazy news on us. I said, baby, Fatima, go take a nap. Go upstairs and
Go do
go to
something.
sleep because I'm not understand. And then, oh, I love this because and I know you get the comments just as much as I do, if not more. Zach wasn't. Him and Karen had sex for like 1 minute. The baby can't be his. I said, was Zach not bragging how he was in it
Did we not
in this
watch
episode
how
in
he
the
was in it?
office? Will we not watch how he was in it? The excitement. I put two of them things up in there. I said, Zach, I ain't even gonna hold you, bro, because I know you just overly excited. You are overly excited about the situation. But I'm like, yeah, I loved it. I even loved the fact that he asked her, could he hug her?
Mm-hmm.
I even love that. I'm like, okay, all right, Zach, I'm cool with you on this episode. I'm cool with you on
Yeah.
this episode. But yeah, but that girl
Daniela Jacob says it only takes a minute. Exactly. But y'all keep out. Y'all go ahead and
only
keep
take a
playing.
minute.
Y'all go ahead and keep playing. All right, so I'm gonna get to some of
Only
my
take
notes
a
because we
minute.
talked about some of the major moments. We are going to talk about Gary at some point. We talked about how Sabrina disappointed me. Check. We talked about the goofy ass sperm bank comment. Check. Oh, also, so one of the things I think about uh, when it comes to my criticism and reviews about these particular characters, people often say that things that you hate about others is something that you might hate about yourself or something that you might be triggered with. And while I understand where that sentiment comes from, I don't necessarily know if I believe that or if it needs a little bit more of a nuanced take. Have you ever heard that before, Allie?
Say say that part again.
People say that the things that you hate about others or the things that you can't stand about others is things that you can't stand within yourself.
Oh yes, I heard.
And I don't know if I understand what they're trying to say, but I don't know if I believe it because in this I wrote down that Danny has a lack mentality, and I think that I have had that before. I think it's something that I've definitely worked to get out of. And I think that that is one of the one of the biggest issues. That's like the root of why she behaves the way that she does in this very snake like way. And that's probably why I'm so irritated by it because it's something that I don't respect and it's something that I've had to work through. Um, but I don't know. I think she just disgusts me, and I literally wrote down like her lack mentality is ridiculous. Everything is what's wrong. The glass is always half empty. Everything is like literally the worst thing that could possibly happen. Nothing is ever good. And I'm like, I don't think I behave this way. So I don't know if y'all are actually right about that particular take.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever believed that. Um, I don't think I've ever believed that. And just using Danny for example, I haven't like I did not. Danny was the only person on the show other than Zach that I was like, I don't like that character.
Hmm.
The earlier seasons, I couldn't stand Danny. And one of my reasons for not liking her is because I felt like, why does she have the privilege to say whatever the hell she wants to say under the guise of keeping it real to these women when I can tell it comes from a malicious place? And I've been saying that since season one. But yet, because Danny at the time was the comedic relief, it was as if she gets a pass. Then you have another character, let's say Karen, for example, say the same thing. Oh, she's so mean, she's so disrespectful. But I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, why is it considered disrespect with this person, but
Yep.
it's considered, oh, she keeping it real with that person? And I think for me, I've had an issue with that because there are just certain things that, like, for me, like I've always had a raspy voice. And as I've gotten older, it gets more raspier. At night, it gets more raspier. And because I can say something to somebody, and because my voice is raspy or a little heavy, people think it's with attitude. Like
Mm-hmm.
the girl I said, one of my homegirls' ex friends, used to remind me of Sabrina. She could say something, but because her tone is a little softer, or
Mm-hmm.
because she, looks a certain way, it's not taken in the same context. And I'm just like, so why is my stuff deemed as disrespect, or I'm coming at you crazy? But this chick over here just basically said the same thing to you, and it was worse. But
Mm-hmm.
yet, because she delivered it differently, it's acceptable. I don't like that.
Could
And I
I
know that's something
ask?
that I've had to deal with.
Could I ask what demographic that young lady fit into visually?
Light skin,
Mm.
long hair.
Mm-hmm.
So I know that played a role in it as well. And at the time, I didn't have locks at the time, but I had I was wearing a wrap, so I had her hair was definitely longer than mine, but I had long hair. But it's a different look, so it's more acceptable, or I guess you would say. Um, so yeah, it definitely played, and I did not, I didn't like that. Or people
And
will say, "Girl, I thought you was mean until I got to know you." I'm like, "What gave that off?"
hello. And
I'm really, I'm a chill person, calm person. I would help almost anybody, but because, especially now, I'm a dark skinned chick with locks. You think I'm mean or I have an attitude? What?
this was just
Which
the
plays out
perfect
even
segue,
in
friend.
our commentary. Mm-hmm.
This is the perfect segue because I want to talk about the dark skin and light skin thing right now. There's a person who hold on. Who put a comment on one of my videos recently because I mentioned um, facetiously, oh, Fatima's licensed, so of course, there's no issues. Something to that regard. Y'all watched the video and y'all know exactly what I said. This person said, Erica, why does Fatima's skin color have anything to do with your opinion? I'm not going to listen to you because what you said is offensive. Probably not just me, as I'm a light skinned person. That comment makes me think that you're insecure about the color of your skin. So stop shaking my damn head.
Mm-mm.
And I got another comment similar uh who said something about me mentioning the light skin thing. And my response to that one I just read to y'all was I'm not insecure about my skin color at all. I brought it up because a lot of people in the fandom have colorism mindsets, and part of their fixation is seeing Fatima as good or more beautiful because she is light skinned. Just last week, I showed screenshots from someone harassing me on social media profiles, calling me a monkey because I like Karen. And you think color has nothing to do with how people perceive others, and specifically in this fandom, how they engage with others? If you are offended, you can speak to what specific part makes you feel away, and I can address it. But to require me to never say the word light skin because I'm dark skinned is wild and speaks more to you and your insecurities than it does mine. Be blessed. And I love you choosing not to watch my content if it makes you feel bad. Do what's best for you. But again, I'm only highlighting this because I've seen multiple comments now, and it's feeling like I could be perceiving this wrong. So y'all let me know. Ellie, let me know. Y'all let me know. It feels like people are having an issue with me bringing up Fatima being light skinned, and I think that it is a very valid part of her entire experience, not only on screen, but how she's been popularized off screen. I'm 100% of the camp that believes that most of what people buy into when it comes to the support of the Zatima couple has to do with how they look. Zach is a highly attractive light skinned male. Fatima is a highly attractive with a body light skinned female. I'm not living in a damn vacuum, and I'm not going to ignore the fact that in our society there are certain beauty standards, and they happen to slide in to a very nice little niche of acceptability and beauty as it pertains to black folks. Then when you get a person like me who is of darker skin and who has to sift through comments daily. I showed y'all one person on one particular day who sent upwards of 9 to 10 messages on various posts on one day. I have been called a dog. I have been called a monkey. I have been called pig. Like, I have been called everything but a child of God. And the reasoning behind it is because I align with Karen, or I believe Karen, or I'm critical of Fatima. The conversation around color matters because whether y'all realize it or not, whether you have the emotional intelligence to understand it or not, some of y'all are moving with colorism mindsets, with colorism biases, and it is coming out in how you engage not only with the characters that you love so much and you just love them and can never articulate why you love them. That's why. And it's also coming out in how you engage with creators, myself and Allie included. I also have spoken about misogyny because Allie and I get very interesting comments, but when I look to my male counterparts who say even more egregious, disrespectful things because they are 100% misogynist, they don't get the same comments. They don't get the same pushback. They don't get the same disrespect because we live in a patriarchal society, so it's frowned upon to hit men with the same disrespect that you would hit women. And then again, it's a lot easier for people to disrespect dark-skinned black women than it is for them to disrespect light-skinned black women. And I'm not saying that light-skinned black women don't get disrespected because black women of all hues have a certain experience specifically within this country. But y'all are not going to gaslight me or play in my face as I am deleting and blocking people daily for akin me to animals behind my opinions around fictitious characters and then try to tell me that it has nothing to do with color. Your thoughts, Allie?
Thanks. I I agree, and it's interesting because like, I haven't received comments like that, but I do get a lot of the misogynistic um comments, and I think one of the things that irritates me, and it was a comment I read under your one of your videos, your recent videos, and it was a lady, I don't know, I can't remember who it was, but they were basically saying like I've never seen anybody mention this is I think this is after you explained what happened. And it was like I've never seen anybody mention that. And my whole thing was just because you have not personally witnessed it, you do understand that colorism is a thing. It has always been a thing and it still exists. I have like especially on Facebook, because I try not to even go on Twitter like that. I have seen people say that, and this is no, and let me be very, very clear. This is no diss to Crystal in any way. I'm just saying. Is she my favorite actress? No, she's not. But I'm just being honest. I have seen people label her or deem her as the Beyonce of BET.
Mm.
And I said, I'm sorry, that's a crock of shit. I'm sorry.
I'm glad I
That's just
never saw
these are no.
that.
This is not any. What I'm expressing has nothing to do with Erica Vane. This is completely Allie Nick official and Alicia Hall's personal opinion.
Ellie, you might gotta come
But
on
I'm
screen for
like,
that part, honey. You might gotta come on screen for what you about to drop.
I'm gonna
Just
leave
for
it at
this
that.
quick
I ain't
moment.
gonna go no further. I'm gonna leave it at that,
Okay.
I'm gonna just leave it at that. But I look at these other women who are more decorated, meaning they have been in way more film, TV. I had to correct one lady the other day. She was trying to compare Crystal and Anthony. I said that I'm not comparing these women. I said, but if you want to go by stats, Google she's already been on the TV show. That's where a lot of people fell in love with her character Alicia on Tough Love, and I think it was on for 3 or 4 seasons.
Mm-hmm.
She's had this, and she was I think 21 or 22 at the time. I said, so let's not do that. Congratulate all women. You're able to feel how you feel about these women and their work outside of sisters, which is perfectly fine. I have people, I'm just gonna let y'all know, please don't send me nothing else about Crystal's podcast. I appreciate you. I'm not a fan. Okay?
Mm.
I'm not a fan. I've seen some episodes, it's cool. I'm not a fan. We just gonna leave it at that. But it goes back to how you stated earlier, the way that people perceive Fatima on screen is the same privilege that Crystal gets outside of the show because of her aesthetic. She's a gorgeous woman. I think she has a beautiful spirit about herself. But far as what I enjoy, I don't enjoy her content. I'm just being honest. And so, but there is a privilege, just like how some white people don't want to believe there's white privilege. There
Mm-hmm.
is, and just
Mm-hmm.
how some black people don't want to believe there is a privilege for being biracial or light skinned. There is, and when you and nothing to my light, I love my light skinned sisters. I love y'all, but there is a um privilege, and that's
Yeah.
why I can respect. I know people don't like Amanda Seals, but I can respect her because she actually talked about this. It
Mm.
exists, and people benefit from it.
Yeah.
I mean, look at DeVal. I love DeVal and his wife and his family, and he grinded, and I love what he does. I actually enjoy his content. But you think about it, it wasn't until he got on Sisters and Zatima, and he look at how he looked, got his shirt open, we seeing his body. Him and his wife are best-selling authors, and they going on tours, which I think is great. If he was darker complected, would he be having the same opportunities?
Mm.
I wonder about that. And these are things, and I'm not taking anything from his talent or his ability and what he's been able to do. But I think just having the conversation is healthy.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's like. I don't know what it's like to be light skinned. Never been light skinned. I know what it's like to be a dark skinned woman.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a dark skinned woman from Florida. We got from black people from the lightest of light to the darkest of dark. And I never heard in my life until I moved to a city in North Carolina that was filled with biracial people and really light skinned people that I ever heard. I was 15 years old. I'll never forget that I was told you cute for a dark skinned chick. I had never heard that in my life. Don't nobody ever say, "Oh man, you fine to be
Mm-hmm.
light skinned."
Mm-hmm.
But these are things that happen, and the conversation has to exist. I don't think we can pretend as if it doesn't play a role
Yeah.
because it does.
I appreciate you when Tay Talk. When Tay Talk says it's only an issue because you actually said it, because it's clear that there is some unspoken colorism going on with the fandom. Literally
Yeah.
what she said. I think it's very unrealistic, it's very dismissive, and it could be very destructive for people who don't see it or don't understand or don't relate to come onto a creator's platform like myself and then try to gaslight me into believing that I'm just making something up or I'm just creating an issue to make an issue. And I don't think that that was that person's or the other people's intent, but it also kind of feels like you wanted something, and the bare minimum it is to dismiss my perspective. And I think more people need to do a better job of actually listening to perspectives outside of their own before you chime in and say, well, I never saw that, or I don't understand, like, because you could be very much so a part of the damn problem. And for the light skin standing up saying that I offended you, that it gives that you're a part of the problem. You don't see it because you benefit from it. The same way that white people, as Ali mentioned, don't see white privilege because it's something that's natural to them. It benefits them. They don't know what it feels like to run up against certain structures put in place to oppress or to marginalize you. So of course you can't speak to it, but it doesn't make the black person speaking about it, who deserves the same thing as whatever white person who doesn't get it because of whatever white privilege, it doesn't mean that that person shouldn't say nothing. And if that's what you're expecting of me, then you're on the wrong channel. Because one thing that y'all will never be able to do is bully me into being somebody that I'm not. Stop trying. Okay.
Those are facts.
Anything else we need to add on the colorism conversation? Until somebody who is light skinned or identifies however can come to me and bring a specific point of how I am actually offensive by pointing out when I feel like it's necessary to point out that Fatima is of a lighter hue, I'm gonna keep doing it. Um, yeah. My notes say colorism. We both dated sperm banks. Rich and Danny look stupid. Sabrina disappointed me. Oh, Erica, you are too much. Uh, how do you define friendship, Ellie?
How do I define friendship? I define friendship as a bond that is developed over time. Um, it has no time limit. It has no. It's not. I would say it's not rooted in time or history. I think it's just a connection that you have with somebody because there are people I have met and instantly I feel like I've known them my whole life. Um,
Mm-hmm.
being there for someone when you need to be there um, is not a relationship that it does take investing, but it's not a relationship that you have to place something in the jar daily. But I don't think I've ever really looked at like the definition of friendship. To me, is more about the bond that
Mm-hmm.
I have with the person. Because like me and my homegirls, we talked last week, and we're going on 20 years of friendship, and I probably hadn't talked to them in like maybe 5 months. But when we started talking, it is as if no time passes.
Mm-hmm.
I think for me in friendship, that's the most important thing. I feel like no time passes. I had one person in my life who I considered a friend, but if time passed, like let's say 2 months passed by and we hadn't talked, I could tell the attitude in her tone. And she had 3 kids. And I'm like, girl, I don't have the luxury to talk to you every day. So I had to distance myself because this friendship, quote unquote, ain't gonna work.
Mm-hmm.
Like I could just, no, it ain't gonna work. But
I asked that because that
uh,
question came up for me in thinking about this show today, and also in thinking about comments that I've gotten. Um, and I've been again in a very reflective state and like wanting to clarify a little bit. I think because people don't necessarily typically ask themselves that question and don't have a solid, not to say that's a bad thing, don't have a solid definition of what that looks like. I think so much falls in between the cracks in communicating about friendships and what people's expectations are. So I'm glad that you were able to share what yours are. So now people, when they're watching your content and you're assessing these girls as friends, and when you say I don't think that they're friends, they know what you are measuring that against. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I think now that I further hear you explain it, I know for me, like I really don't have a definition of it, but I know what it's supposed to look like for me.
Yeah. For
Like I know what
me,
it's supposed to look like.
yeah.
And yeah. What's your view on it?
For me, friendship is an intentional platonic partnership. It is a connection with another person or being, because I feel like I'm definitely friends with my little doggy. I love him so much. Um, but there
Hmm.
is a connection with another soul, another being that you choose, and you choose out of love. And with that comes the myriad of other things of like respect and loyalty and support. It is the state of doing life with people that you want the best for, and you're going to try to be a positive force and bringing about the best for them and for you, and hopefully that can align. And I know that sounds like super super meta, but like that's what I come up with when I think about the concept of friendship. Does that make sense, y'all?
It does. It makes sense. It makes me think about like from my homegirl. And it's been about maybe like 12 years ago. Maybe 12, 13 years ago, where she came out to us.
Mm.
Um, that that she was a lesbian, and she like we had a conversation, and we've been friends since freshman year of college. And so she was scared to tell me because she didn't know how I would respond because I was like really deep in the church.
Mm.
Y'all, when I if I y'all ever hear my story, that is a story there. But I was really deep in the church, and she felt like I wouldn't accept her, um,
Mm.
based on the way that she felt. Like this is who she is. And when we had a conversation, I was still deep in the church, but I told her I don't care who you date, who you with, who you choose. I don't lick and suck. I don't care. You are my sister. Period.
Yeah.
Nothing is changing. I'm not gonna act different towards you. I love you. And I think just based on that, when I look at these women and when I say I do not believe them to be friends, the way that they talk to each other, the way that they put each other down, the way that there is no uplifting, there is no the way at this. I'm glad you said this because this made me despise Danny even the more.
Mm.
You chose to talk to Fatima like you had some damn sense, even though what y'all was the words you were saying were dumb as hell. But you were talking. You chose to talk to her like you liked her.
Mm-hmm.
You chose to communicate with her as if you cared about her.
Yep.
You choose to talk to Karen as if she's a piece of shit and that she doesn't matter to you. That's why I do not want to see Karen and Danny in a friendship. I don't want to see them in the same screen on the same in the same scene with each other. I don't want to see her calling Danny. I don't want to see her interacting with Danny because that my good girl is not your damn friend.
Mm-hmm.
Period. She is not your friend. With Andy, I don't view Andy as a friend. I have not viewed Andy as a friend. It was solidified to me when that picture was circling around.
Mm-hmm.
Because Erica, there's no way in hell if I see something about you, I'm gonna let you know. Like,
Mm-hmm.
sis, I don't know if you know this, but I'm gonna make you aware. I don't care who it came from.
Yeah.
I don't care if Tyler Perry said, "Hey, Alicia, I'll let you be on my writing team." But first, you got to go online and talk about Erica Vane in this picture here. I'm gonna say, Tyler, screw you in that picture. and your opportunity. Because
Mm.
my who I am as a person,
Yeah.
I can't do that. I can't function like that.
Yeah.
Erica, baby, Tyler got this picture of you, girl. Is blah blah blah. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like,
You
that's
a
just
spread
me.
eagle, honey. This is not
Girl,
a good look.
girl. Okay. And I've just always been that way. So I'm like, I'm the type of person, if I'm your friend and I rock with you forever. Unless you do something
Mm.
that make me question your loyalty to me. Because I'm gonna be loyal to you. And I'm that friend that's gonna be there for you. I'm gonna pray for you because I know prayer can go where I can't, and prayer can change things that I'm incapable of changing. Like
Yeah.
I'm that kind of friend that will pray and fast on your behalf, and I'm gonna tell you the damn truth. Like,
Yeah.
sis, what the hell you doing? This ain't you. What's going on? And so when I look at sisters, sometimes I have to laugh at the name of the show because it doesn't reflect that.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all just black women, so y'all say y'all sisters because I don't view sisters as y'all being friends. It's
Yeah.
like a term of endearment at this moment.
But I also think about how many people are going through life claiming that all these people are their friends because you grew up with them or because you know them, because you know their name, because y'all go to a club together, but y'all have never really been through anything. They have never really shown up for you. You've never really shown up for them. And friend becomes a very trivialized term. So it also, that part creates a little bit of conflict for me because I look at friend as a very serious word and most of the world don't.
Yeah,
But it comes down
I
to like what you were
agree.
getting at. It's like it's a choice. Like, and that is why I can stand and hold these women accountable to the decisions that they make because again, these are just compounding choices. Daniela, you're choosing to be disgusting. You're choosing to be disrespectful. You're choosing to not be a stand-up woman. In the moment that Sabrina let me down and disappointed me, you chose to gossip about this girl telling this business when you've already been in specific moments where y'all have kept each other secrets from even women who are closer to y'all than Maurice is. That's a choice. All
Yeah,
of us have consequences to our choices. I decided I'm going to be a YouTuber. I'm going to talk about sisters and All American and this and that on YouTube. There are consequences that come with that particular choice. Hate, disrespect, all eyes on me, additional criticism. We all got to be accountable to our choices. And I just wanted to get this part of the conversation out there just to help. I mean, not that I think that people who have the most criticism and um, misunderstandings for some of our takes listen to everything that we say. But at least I know that it's out there. Now y'all know what my definition of friendship is. Now y'all know how I look at this particular type of relationship within the world. So when you hear me say certain things, it's going to be lined up along that. Are they behaving this way or are they not? Okay, cool. Real simple.
yeah, and I think that also applies to the romantic relationships as well
Mm-hmm.
because I see it all the time. Where it's like, oh, Zach and Fatima are so good together, and I'm just like, how do you how do you come up with this? I actually had one, and I'm gonna tell y'all this too for those who really don't know. If you in my comment section and you say something, and I'm like, okay, like how did you come up with that, or like how did you gain that perspective? I'm genuinely asking you a question because I'm curious as to how you came up with that. This one lady made a statement that she didn't feel Karen, she couldn't stand Karen, Karen didn't have any morals, and I said that's a very strong,
Mm.
viewpoint. I said, how did you come up with that? I said because it can be argued that all of the women have a little shaky moral compass. So how is it that you only view Karen that way? Well, it ain't nothing to argue about. I said what I said. I said, wait a minute. I said, I genuinely asked you a question because I was curious as to how you came up with that. I said, I wasn't combative in anything that I stated, and I didn't
Mm.
come at you crazy. I said, but whatever, I don't give a damn. I don't care no more.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I'm genuinely asking because when I see people make statements about how Zach and Fatima are so perfect, yet Zach and Karen was so toxic, and I'm like, based on what we've seen, Zach treats Fatima way worse than he did Karen. So how do you come up with this? Because people will make blanketed statements and
Mm-hmm.
do not elaborate,
Yeah.
and that's where I come in because I am a why person.
Yeah.
Fatima and Zach are perfect. Why? Fatima is a better choice for Zach than Karen. Why? Fatima is a better choice for Zach than Karen. Why? Because Karen is a better choice for Zach. Why? Because Karen is a better choice for Zach than Fatima. Why? Because Karen is a better choice for Zach than Karen. Why do you
Why?
feel that way? What has she done? Why? And
Yep.
I'm like, baby, I don't get it. I don't get it. People, well, Karen done called Fatima so many bitches. How many bitches has Fatima been from Zach mouth? We
Ooh,
don't want to talk about that?
ooh,
Oh, okay.
ooh, ooh.
Several times.
Allie, you
Several
didn't say the
times.
quiet part out loud. You didn't say the quiet part out loud.
Okay. Okay. And even though
Because
Fatima
people
didn't
are
hear it,
hanging
did
on.
Zach
People
not
have like
call?
latched on.
Baby?
They have latched on, and Karen keep
Yes.
calling Fatima bitches. But Zach has
Yeah.
also done it.
Okay. And even though Fatima didn't hear it, Zach also called Fatima's mama a bitch on Fatima. So I'm like, please, y'all stop. She constantly disrespects that woman. Yep, so does Zach. He constantly disrespects her too.
Hello.
And it's not negating that, but it says something because that's the man, that's the person who she let slide up in her every night. That's the person who you had to buy sex
Mm.
toys for. That's the person who you have allowed to just run amok in your life. You have completely become invisible in this relationship. You've chosen this, and you get constantly disrespected. And you, girl, I was completely done with Fatima, even though I never really been here for her in the first place. When she told Zach, baby, I deserve you, I said, oh, you're gone.
Ooh, yeah.
You, my good friend,
That
you
was a
gone.
time.
You deserve him? Oh, okay.
That was a time,
Okay, say
honey.
less, sis. Say
Say
less.
less. PB Laws, I see that you are fighting for your life in the chat, and while I'm not going to go into
What
depth about
happened?
what
What's
they talking about, if you heard something
wrong?
from the writers because you go
Oh,
and listen
okay.
to whatever little Twitter space, cool. But the people who don't watch it don't have to agree with you. I am also of the camp of Karen did not lie about the DNA test. Apparently, the writers on one of those little Twitter spaces said that Karen never took a DNA test. Those are just words.
Okay.
You do not need to fight for your life and think that people are calling you a liar. They could have said that, but that does not make it true. We have already given this PSA last week. I'm going to make it really short this week. These writers are contractually obligated to not tell you what is about to happen. I would be a little bit more critical in my thinking when they communicate certain things on whatever Twitter space before the show is actually about to air. If they're talking about something after it happened, you can trust it. If they're talking about something before it comes up, they might be baiting you. But let's stop arguing with people about stuff that these people can literally, legally not actually tell you. If they were going to tell you on a Twitter space exactly what is about to happen, what would be the need of watching the show? There would be none. You can believe what you want to believe. You can dislike
Baby.
Karen. You can think that she's a liar. But for everybody who believes that Karen is a liar and everybody else needs to just get it, once you said your point and they still don't get it, let it go. It's not for you to make us get. Especially if you're not leading with facts that we see play out on our television screens every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. on BET Plus. I mean, on BET Her or
Okay.
BET. Okay? And hopefully I said that softly enough that even my dark skin won't make that feel aggressive.
You definitely said it soft enough.
Whew.
Um,
If
you
Erica's gonna do
definitely said
nothing
it
else,
soft
she's
enough because
gonna
I'm like,
troll, honey.
yeah, and
And that's not to be
I'm very
facetious to you,
sarcastic,
PB Laws.
y'all.
I'm sorry. That's not to be
Sarcastic.
facetious, but it just fits so
No, no,
well.
no,
It
no, no,
fits
no.
so well, PB Laws. I'm so sorry.
No, but it's the truth. And I think it's one of those things where most of us, I don't know who all watched all of season 6, but we definitely, uh, Aaron gave his DNA. There were several things, and I told somebody, I put in one of my videos, I was like, do not let these writers play in your face. You know what the hell you saw. And if we really want to get technical, some of those writers in this writing room only they had to binge watch Sisters because they never even watched the damn
Before
show.
they didn't watch it before they got
2
hired.
weeks before they started writing. Yeah, didn't even watch the show. We all saw. When that email came in that Karen sent Fatima, we saw that Aaron came down there and sat with Karen and told her that he knew about the results. How did he know about results he didn't give DNA for? Don't let these people play in y'all face. This is
Exactly.
what they do. They are baiting you. They're trying to keep up the conversation. I mean, they doing what they supposed to do, but they can't tell you what is about to happen. There's no purpose in you watching the show if that's it. They can't do that. They just can't. But I want to touch on something that Keela, I
Oh,
don't know if it's
hold
Keela,
on, real quick
Kayla,
before you go
Crystal.
there, just to,
Go
to,
ahead,
to
go
put
ahead.
the nail in the coffin for this. PB Law said they also have Karen telling Sabrina, "I just want to know once and for all." She just wants to know once and for all in reference to unequivocally, Zach, your DNA is matching. Right now, before they took the DNA test for her to get Zach's DNA, she was going by a process of elimination. So it didn't mean that she lied. She doesn't want to know once and for all because she lied. She wants to know once and for all because she literally just ruled out Aaron because he's the only one who provided DNA. Okay.
But Kayla Hissel said that the reasoning is Zach hasn't cheated, so he can do whatever he wants as long as he doesn't cheat. Makes no sense at all. I literally had a conversation with
Baby,
somebody
that's what
today
people are
on that
holding
topic.
on to. As long as he don't cheat.
Yes,
And I'm just like, do
yes,
y'all understand that there are so many things that can also happen in a relationship that are just as bad as cheating?
yeah,
Child.
yeah. They holding on to that thing. He ain't. Well, at least he didn't cheat on Fatima. And I'm like, goes back to, and I'm glad you opened up that conversation. It goes back to, what is your stance on romantic relationships? Well, if I'm being constantly disrespected, if the man has told me that my views, my likes, my wishes, my desires don't matter, because all I need is a thug to put it down in the bedroom. I ain't gonna, I don't like that, sir. I do want to go to a jazz club every now and then. I do want to sit across from you and play a game of chess ever so often. I do want to listen to music that have no words. I love instrumentals. And you telling me, oh, now that and you green, man, you nerdy. Because I like different things. I like going to art museums. I am that chick.
I
Like that
want to
makes
be
me
the
feel
arts.
like
Tyler done made me
if
a
you gonna
culpa
tell
and I
me,
want to be the art now. God damn it.
what, baby, let's go to Home Depot and get some metallic paint. You feel me?
We're not going
Let's
out to
make art.
dinner. I want to be the arts. Go ahead, Ellie. I'm sorry. I just had to say different things, okay? Different things. See me, okay?
Baby, Kelly and Trevante don't know what they did, baby. The price of metallic paint is about to skyrocket.
Okay, so this isn't about Mea Culpa, and I'm going to make a video. I promise y'all about it. But when I tell you, I already this is a side note, and real quick, PB Laws, babe. I literally said that this is not specifically about you. I did not say that you quit calling Karen a liar. I'm talking about the general public. Like, this is something I posted in a comment today as well to somebody. Like, y'all have to realize that y'all are experiencing me and Ellie on a one-to-one basis, but we are experiencing y'all on a one-to-many basis. And while we try to tailor certain things specifically to people, if we get hundreds of the same comment or similar comment, sometimes we respond to try to address as many people as possible. So don't take offense to what I used you as a jumping off point. You said that you didn't fight for your life or whatever. I was going through and reading. It seemed like you were going back and forth with a couple different people, and maybe it was a conversation, maybe it's not. Take the perception for what it is. I ain't got no smoke with you, but I need y'all to realize that. I'm not saying that y'all have to do all this heavy lifting or work to consume my content, but it just gets a little bit frustrating sometimes when I'm trying to do my best to be as engaged as possible and address things, and sometimes y'all take things so personally. But going back to Mea Culpa real quick. Allie, I'm already a different type of bitch, right? Like, I'm just a different hoe. And I already have in my mind that the man that is for me is he's going to support my delusions of grandeur, right? I want a man
Mm-hmm.
who is going to give me movie moments. I'm a movie girl. Like, I'm a TV girl. Like, I love storytelling. I love this. Like, I love character. Like, I love this. So there are various times in my life that I want you to do things and I want to feel like I'm living in a movie. And I've literally had to unpack and like, Erica, it's okay for you to want that. As long as that's something that you can communicate to the young fella and it's something that you desire, that's it. It's okay for you to want that. And Tyler did not do me no favors in giving us Mea Culpa because now I got other scenes from another movie that I need to experience before I leave this earth.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think being adventurous is key, to spice things up. And, you can have a movie night and you can choose a movie that you may want to reenact.
Hello.
And which I think that's great. That's a great thing. I've had moments. I've had Love Jones nights. Um,
Ooh,
I've had
ooh.
and I
I'm Allie.
and
I'm jealous of that
one of the
now.
book
I need a Love
yeah, I've
Jones
had a Love Jones
night.
night. And just to give my people, just to give my sisters out here some free game. I ain't charging y'all some free game. This is what you do. Your favorite movies that may have it don't necessarily have to be a sex scene. It could be something that's very romantic. It could be something
Mm-hmm.
that you just may want to experience. And I just say, okay, let's have a Love Jones night. And maybe you watch the movie Friday night, and then Saturday night is your Love Jones night. Next week you may do Waiting to Excel. I've had a Waiting to Excel night in the sense of when Bernie and Wesley Snipes character, well, he just held her all night. It wasn't
Mm.
sex. You just hold me all night. So
And
we're gonna have
also
a
get
Waiting to Excel
creative
night.
with it.
And you
Like,
just,
get creative with it
yeah.
too because I'm also like, you don't have to recreate a movie, but I just want moments where I feel like I'm the main character in a movie. So whatever it is that you chose to do, the intention
Yeah.
needs to be that I'm the main character in a movie. I love it.
I feel
Not
you.
all y'all in here talking about some y'all are movie people too. Y'all are down for the fairy tale. Yes, when Tay talk.
Let's go. Let's do
Yo,
it.
like I be trying like I be trying to tell the men that I know and the men that I run into. I'm like, the game is out there. Like y'all be worrying about the wrong things, listening to the wrong people because I feel like it's so simple. Like you to get a decent woman and like keep us happy. We be wanting stuff like this, and y'all running around here talking about 50-50 and who bring what to the damn table. Can you bring an idea to the table? Do you got a date night? Like, can you get creative? Can you see me? Anywho, we didn't now got off track, but
Yeah, we have. But y'all welcome. Y'all welcome.
I love that, Ellie. Love that. Pick a movie, pick a scene. That's listen here.
Yeah.
Whoever the somebody's son is that's gonna be for Erica, he gonna have to brace his goddamn self. Because while I want that, I'm also gonna be able to deliver it. And when I tell you, Erica's creative. Um. Okay. Oh, when they talk, when their eyes are watching God, and they,
Yes, Lord.
that move. Yes. Immediately, yes. Immediately, yes. See, we see each other when they talk. We see each other. Okay. Are we finished with tonight? Like, what? We didn't talk about every single thing. Oh, Gary. We said we was gonna talk about Gary before we got the hell about it. That's your boy.
I live. What's that lady's name? Miss what?
Marie. Drop the Willis.
Miss Marie gave me all my life tonight. I loved everything about her tonight. Baby, she read Gary for straight filth. When she told that man, it smells of death and desperation. Baby, I had to raise my hand like I was in church and heard a good word. I said, death and desperation. No, she said death and deception. That's what it was. Death and deception.
Yes.
I
Child.
have read, and I loved how and I've seen her in many other things before, and I don't know her name, but she is an amazing actress. The way that she was able to act as if she was unsure of what Gary was saying. Like this was new information she was finding out. And let him go on. Like, I'm gonna just let you hang yourself. And then when she willed him in, like, I know it was you
Yes.
that bought her the condo and the Rolls Royce. She must be putting it down in the bedroom.
Ooh.
I know that it was you. And she read him his rights. I was like, yes, ma'am. Oh, I loved it. I'm like,
Yes.
this you've already messed over this woman, and you're
Mm-hmm.
trying to get her to invest in you again. Come on, Gary.
That penis might be a little
Mm-mm.
long, and it might, you might do a little something, but you cannot seduce every woman with your chocolatey skin and your long penis, sir. Miss Marie is unmoved,
Okay.
unfazed. And the moment that he started talking, I said, "You're going to be the reason why she actually signs with Andy." This conversation right here is going to
Mm-hmm.
be the reason why she goes ahead with Andy. So you literally just shot yourself in the foot because you were hoping to talk her out of it, and you literally just talked her into it. And as the conversation continued to play out, I'm just like, yep. And then she said it. Now I know. You are narcissistic. Like, she read that man like she was reading the Bible, honey. A devout Christian. Mm,
She did.
love that
She
for
did that.
her.
I was like, what?
The only thing though is like the narcissist like Gary, mentally unstable man like Gary, who struggles specifically with females of power and in authority. Like, he literally aims to humble them. Being confronted by Marie in this way, is it going to be something that like sends him over the edge? Is he now going to be even more of a problem for Andy because his ego is bruised in this way?
Girl, yeah, I'm still tripping off the fact that we found out that Gary possibly ended someone in high school.
Yeah.
I'm like, so you've been this way. Okay. High school, a girl go to prom with you and she's never seen from again.
That's
I
wild.
said, baby. And then the fact that's the Erica, that's so wild. And then the fact that Penelope was like, first of all, Penelope has she's gotten on my damn last nerve. I can't do her no more. I can't do her no more. I'm like, girl, I had a little sympathization for you, a little sympathization, and then ran out because you're acting like the girl who gets killed in the scary movies in the first
Mm-hmm.
5 minutes.
Yep.
You becoming the dummy now. What are you saying to me? I'm scared. You should have been
You should have
scared.
been scared.
You should have been gone. And then I'm sorry, this is how I felt. I said, then you got dummy Andy telling you, go home, pack your stuff slowly, and hide it. Hide it. Baby, I need you to go to the ATM, go to the bank, get all your cash out, and I need you to get the hell out of Dodge now. What you
Now,
mean? I said,
do not go and pack up and wait on Andy's call, because Andy gonna have your ass waiting to be killed. She said, I
let
got
me
a
tell you
plan.
something. My mama, she ain't
I
gonna
got a
care.
plan.
Yeah, I got a plan. Girl, you ain't got no damn plan. My mama, she ain't gonna care if I tell this story. Now, when I was a kid, like 3 years old, we lived in Boston, Massachusetts. We lived in Massachusetts. My
Mm-hmm.
dad was in the army, but my dad had become abusive. So all she knew was I got to get back to Florida because the
Mm-hmm.
way that he is, he could possibly end me and my child. That my dad, it was a thing. So my mom like, I got to get the hell out of Dodge. My mom had already called my granddad and my aunt. They were on their way to Boston to come get us. My mama woke up. That night when she knew we was leaving the next day, she had sex with my dad, put it on him so well, woke up and cooked him breakfast. So he's not expecting anything. When that nigga got back home, we was gone.
Mm-hmm. That's a plan
Gone.
right
That's a
there.
plan.
That's a
That's a
plan.
plan. Pack your clothes one by one. My life is in danger. What you mean?
One
She
by
needs to
one.
go. I said, I can't. Andy is not the one with the plan. She is not the woman with the plan.
She said,
She
pack
not.
your stuff. I said, Andy,
What are
have
you
you not
saying
seen
right now?
enough? Girl.
Correct.
Yeah, it's insane to me the layers that they continue to add on to the Gary character. I just feel like it just keeps getting worse, even when you think that it can't get no worse. I don't like though about the Gary story that they're taking so long with the FBI, especially since they started the season with the FBI being so aggressive with everybody around Gary, but for them to not have come into contact with Gary right now or up until this point feels very unauthentic, unrealistic to me. But them layering on more of a psychotic backstory makes sense.
Hmm. It does. It does.
We didn't talk
And I
that much
know we
about
normally
Andy in
don't.
this episode, aside from her not having a goddamn plan. If I was to say I enjoyed anybody's reaction to the twins announcement, I probably would say Andy, because Sabrina had tainted it for me with the talking to Maurice earlier, and I'm side eyeing her throughout the rest of the episode. I appreciated Andy with the whole like, not you, the babies. That's very much so me. That's my energy.
That was real. That was authentic. That was real.
Shout out to my cousin Crystal. I did that to her both pregnancies. I'm like, I'm here to see my niece. How old? I mean, how you doing? You need some water or something? What you need? What you? That's all. That's me all day.
That was real though.
So I'll give her that
Real.
for
Yeah.
sure. Anything
Yeah.
else? Anything else
No,
that we
well, I
might
don't
have
have
missed,
anything.
y'all?
I know we don't normally talk about the preview,
I didn't even watch it. I don't think. But go ahead. Tell me what happened.
but when I talk, I'm just gonna talk about this one little part.
I am mad that
I
they
said
didn't. Why did
Penelope.
they drop the photo of Aaron being at the hospital and he hasn't been in either one of these episodes? Like I don't like. I'm like, did somebody mess up?
Was it the edited scene? I don't know.
But go ahead. What
I
were you
don't know
saying?
about that one. But um, there was this one scene I just want to talk about. You know the girl that Andy told Penelope that Gary possibly ended in high school.
Mm-hmm.
Why this helper goes to his office with the girl's picture to ask him what happened to her? I said, "Oh ho, you want to die?
Okay,
You have
Penelope,
a
it's
death
been
wish."
fun. It's been fun, girl. I don't know why
I
this
said,
does that,
"Do you
but
know Gary will end you?"
Penelope gotta chill, bro. Like, what is wrong with you, Miss Mama? What is actually your problem?
I said, "This girl is gone, gone."
Go
I couldn't
ahead and
believe
pull
it.
out his other passports and say, "Who is this?" Go pull out the child support termination papers. Like, since we doing stuff, you as a 10-month pregnant woman want to antagonize your abusive, sociopathic, borderline schizophrenic baby daddy. It's giving the elevator don't go all the way up, Penelope girl, and
It can't.
I ain't got nothing else to give you. I'm sorry, honey. I wanna I wanna root for you, but you're requiring a little bit too much at this point. I need to reserve my resources. I'm about to be out here in a boat with Karen by myself. I gotta reserve all of my energy. I got nothing for you. You get nothing. She goes in there with the. And then
With the
Andy, why did you
picture
give her the
and get
picture?
with
If
the
she's
picture.
supposed to be consolidating her stuff and getting the hell out, why did you even give her the picture? So she can get caught with it and get her ass beat?
That ain't funny, but it's the way you said it.
I'm sorry.
Because we know he's capable. We
He
know he's capable.
is. I gotta watch the preview. I haven't watched any of it. I'm gonna try to record my breakdown right when I get off of here so I can get these things up. Again, y'all, we appreciate you with your patience and everything tonight. Y'all really hung in there, and it is so
Yes,
late. I think that she thinks
it
he won't
is.
do anything because she's pregnant. He's going to kill them both. He don't care about that baby. He don't care about that baby at all. Gary is out
He
of
don't care
fucks.
about the kids he got.
Clearly, Gary been out of fuck since he was in high school when he killed his first girlfriend. Like he hasn't had a fuck to give in 30 years, and Penelope want to be running around here throwing pitches in his face. Girl, use your common sense. Keisha says Penelope
Oh my
reminds me of a little lamb that needs to be put out the pasture. Go ahead, escort her ass out. Penny's seen about 85 different identities in his desk, and now you scared. That part. That part. Tiffany Banks says, I'm waiting for Fatima and Andy to talk about the twins.
Because we know it's coming. We know it's coming. So if you
I
talk to
get that they
Karen,
are
she
friends,
told
but
you about
Lord,
the
it's
twins.
so messy. That is just so messy to me. Mm-mm. I know it's coming, but I don't want to see it at all. Hell, I didn't want to see Daniela and Fatima talk in this episode, but clearly. And also, I get that they tried to connect it and like Fatima put all her clothes back on from work and then went back out. But the way that they edited this episode, it was just also, this is also why I didn't get above a 7 for me because it felt very disjointed. Fatima put
Yes.
on a robe, went downstairs, said, Zach, you're not listening to me, storms out, goes and put all her work clothes back on the exact same way that she had it, then goes out to meet up with Danny, not intentionally to meet up with Danny, but runs into Danny, then goes back home and then puts all her damn clothes back on in the house.
Yeah, that piece. It was irritating.
It just don't make no damn sense.
It was irritating.
Are you gonna do a video on Mea Culpa?
Yeah, I've been asked by several people to give my thoughts about it.
People piss me off, Allie, when what they hate. And I'm like, I'm so irritated
Yeah, but
about it.
I'm just gonna say it's not. I'm not gonna be bashing the film. So that's what people are expecting. Um, I'm not bashing. I'm not doing that. Yeah, I will give things I wanted to see happen that didn't happen, but
Mm,
I'm not gonna bash
that's valid.
because I actually did enjoy it.
Yeah, at this point, I rewatched it. I downloaded it before my flight yesterday, and I rewatched it on the plane. That's the third time I done watched it. Kelly and Travante,
Yeah, I
man.
watched it like myself.
You said what?
Oh my god. Yeah, I was saying yeah, I watched it like 3 times myself.
So like, y'all not about to play like this is Tyler Perry's worst movie. Be fucking for real. Be for real,
No, it's
expeditiously.
like the first time I watched it at work. It was on my tab, but I didn't know that scene was in there. I was like, oh my god.
Not you about to get fired.
Let me turn. Yeah, girl.
About to get fired.
I said,
Because
I
Travante was
said,
stroking
okay.
entirely too much for
So
it to be safe for work. Okay.
that's what I call a grown man. That's what I call a grown man that knows what the hell he doing. Yes, Lord. That wasn't even no regular movie sex scene.
No, it was
That was as if
not.
Travante and Kelly was having sex for real. That's how he worked it for real. I said, baby, let me start talking about it. But anyway, um, then I came home and watched it on my TV, which I'm
Mm,
like, okay, this is a movie you watch on your TV, not
yeah.
a tablet.
Yep.
But I overall thought it was good. I love the fact that as I watched the movie, I forgot Kelly was Kelly.
Yeah.
And I love that. I'm like, yeah, this is me. I forgot it was Kelly Rowland.
She did
But
a wonderful job.
yeah.
She did a wonderful job. I'm excited to see what she does next because I think that this role really opened her up to be perceived differently and like not that
Oh
she's not
yes.
capable, but like now you can really see like oh she can go there. She's not just the perfect poise put together. When she said
Merry Little Christmas.
when she said turn the damn elevator, turn the elevator. When she was I said oh, Kelly mad, Mia mad. Okay,
She did
okay.
that. When that scene, I'm like, cause number one, she was hurt, disappointed, probably mad at herself. Then when she said that, I said, "Oh, she acting for real, for real."
Yeah, She did. She
Kelly
was
dropped them
tapped
F
in.
bombs like crazy. She tapped in, yeah.
All of it, even like aside from her dialogue, her
Yeah.
pulling down the elevator for the second time and pulling, using her whole body because she's so angry and is weak. She's weak in that moment because she's like, oh, I'm expending all this energy,
Yes.
like all of it. Like y'all are not going to tell me that that was not good. Y'all not going to do it. Like, and honestly, this is like really spurred for me a reckoning and reflection because I think like I low key fight being the person that says the thing that's against the popular thing, and it's just my thing. Like I will never want to lie, but I also don't like the feeling often of being the person to go against the grain. It just is a very, the friction just is annoying to me if anything.
Yeah.
But in like my perception of this film, seeing all the horrible ass takes about it, then seeing people come for Tyler and me knowing certain things about how our industry is functioning right now and how we're literally on the brink of some really bad shit happening, it's really forcing me to be like, no, say what the hell you got to say. Whoever got a goddamn problem with it got a problem with it because y'all are stupid. And not to say that you're stupid if you think that the film is dumb, but some of these horrible ass takes are stupid, idiotic ass takes. And you just need to continue to be the truth teller that your ass is, Erica. And it is what it is. Not everybody gonna like you. That's perfectly fine. You was never a Gen Pop bitch. So
Okay.
good
But
night,
when Tay
Dander.
talk, sis, you gotta watch this when you are alive and well, while you are fully awakened.
Fully awake.
Don't watch it now.
Fully
It
awake.
needs your undivided attention. Trust me.
And you will enjoy it. Tyler is tolerant. The last 20 minutes, Tyler tolerated. But baby, that first
It's tolerant.
hour,
Yeah, yeah.
you're locked in. Locked and loaded. Okay? But y'all look out for our Mea Culpa breakdowns, Mea Culpa takes. Look out for our sisters reviews. I still owe y'all and all the Queensman season finale. That's how bad that damn season finale was that I just am just sitting here like I don't know what y'all want me
It
to
was
say.
it was in the absolute pits.
I honestly didn't even realize that it was the finale until this week. No new episodes coming, and then people were like, "Erica, are you gonna break down the finale?" I said, "Oh, it's the finale." Terrible. So I owe y'all that. I got y'all. Thank y'all again so much for bearing with us during the technical difficulties at the first live. Y'all are some real ones for being in here. Love y'all down. There's still
Yes.
over 100 people in here. It is almost 2 o'clock in the morning. I appreciate and love y'all so very, very, very much. And with that
Yes. I'm gonna need
said,
the Lord to be my strength. Oh Jesus.
you got a friend. I know it's late. I appreciate you too. We love you
Yes, Lord.
guys. We'll see you in our next
Yes,
videos.
yes.
Hopefully, we provided a good amount of insight in addition to this episode, but also how to navigate our content moving forward. Shout out to the keyboard warriors and the ones who going to battle for us and with us in the comment section. I appreciate y'all stepping up and correcting people when you see it. It
Yes.
means a lot to us, just so you know. Have a wonderful rest of your
It does.
week. Last day of Black History Month. Do something blackety, blackety, black, y'all.
Yes.
And we gonna see you on the next one.
Good
Love you
night,
guys.
y'all.